The residence of God, where peace has returned. The war that was promised, lost to the ages. The children of God, returning to their origins. Indeed, she is gone. Those left behind are withering, day by day, from this deafening silence. The sun and stars have yet to return to their proper paths. The rain no longer graces its children. Souls once flowing in the stream are now lost beyond. Beings have forfeited their gifts bestowed by God and may be awakened no more.
Only her whispers can coax the souls to return to the world.
Ha! Try this!
Not Ifre's flame.
This aura, it's familiar. Ah, it's the aura belonging to Goliath Scion. Enguarde and Raised. How did they end up here? How is it possible? This is...
I want to be sure of who I was.
Renee, you were always the special one, granted with the gift of the gods. A gift without equal.
What gift?
A gift that would allow you both to survive this broken world. You would have loved the way we live now.
Only memories are perennial.
Hadn't been wounded so seriously, that would have been dangerous.
The spell was quite powerful. It seems that Madame has fought these monsters before.
Looks like our master mage Eros has taught it a lesson for Ifri. Quite excellent, if I do say so.
This spell. Madame would never use it without good reason. The village. Everyone. Please keep yourselves safe.
Most essential. In the name of God, I am here to guide you.
Who are you? And what do you mean by essential?
Be careful! She's coming at us!
That all you got? You are too weak. That's why everything you love fades away before your very eyes, and you do not but watch. You are powerless to prevent it. Gain strength, and don't let her down.
Get out of my way, puppet.
We finally got you!
I won't let you hurt anyone else again!
She's not your ally. That was only her puppet. Leave, or it will be too late for Eros.
And Garden Raised, what do you want?
I've warned you. Stay out of this. What an annoyance.
Managed to escape! You won't make it!
Escape? An entire village slaughtered. Are you responsible for this?
Prepare to die! Human!
Why would you do something like this?
You have the aura we possess. How could you so easily forget your hatred for humans?
But the war is long over.
Over? You humans who drew your blades first! We did nothing but follow our duty granted by God to keep the order in Engarden. Yet not only did you refuse to repent, you even slew our Goliath with a despicable plot! Mayhaps God has punished you, but that does not deem it over!
Our God-given duty is to protect Engarden, to stop those who violate its order. It was never our duty to continue the war or even carry out a massacre born of hatred!
As the newborn Goliaths say, the best way to preserve Engarden is to rid it of the vile and greedy humans.
The newborn Goliaths? How come? Wait, do you know who I am?
You too have the aura we possess. Yet you dare keep company with a human.
We've hit him too hard? Well, when his soul returns to the well of Pyro, those behind it will know that someone has invaded their territory.
I've been pondering on it lately. How do you know so much about this, Ifri?
Well, it's because your memories have faded, of course. When I get the chance, I'll explain everything to you. For now, we'd better get moving.
What was he saying about the war not being over? It's been a long time since we clashed with the Goliaths.
What a bunch of fools! How can they forget the orders they had been given? Well, mercy won't work here. Go ring their bells. That should clear their heads a bit. But best not to harm their souls.
I've never seen you so angry, Ifri.
Foolish human, falling into my lap all on your own, as expected of your race. And you... Wait, you are... That's impossible! You're dead!
You know who I am. So lay down your weapon and explain yourself.
Yeah, well, not until I kill this human.
He is imbued with the power of the Goliath. Renee, be careful!
Why didn't you return until now? Not to mention your ridiculous form and the human beside.
Whatever happened to me should never be an excuse for your doings. What you have done goes far beyond the bounds of the Goliath's duty.
God created Engarden, and the Goliaths have faithfully fulfilled their duty, given by her to keep the cycle that governs this world turning as it should. Until this tranquility was torn asunder by the humans. They were brought up under our protection, yet assumed no responsibility. They, whose greed knows no bounds, indulge in their own desires and plunder everything to the corners of the world. Humans are a ravenous plague in Engarden. We are indeed doing our duty.
But the war is concluded. The humans are no longer a threat. What drives you to be so ruthless? Our duty rejects wholesale slaughter.
Ha! To win the war, they wouldn't even question destroying the well granted by God. If left unchecked, who's to say that they will not bring even greater and irreparable harm to the whole of Engarden in the future? Well destroyed, as long as we destroy all those shoddy replicas the humans built. The dead will have no chance to return to this world. Only then will true peace reign over Engarden. I am heading to the Sanctum first. Akil, the task is now borne by your shoulders.
Will? So there really were two Goliaths at the same time. No wonder. Renee, we must find the other Goliath, and soon.
Form he takes. Has his own body become one with the well?
You fused with the well by the power of Goliaths and intervened in the creation of the Scions? I see. So that's how you've created these bodies forged with others' lives. You two are truly maddened at the bottom of the well.
Human, now that you have killed my brother, your words are worth naught. was defeated.
Stop it, Aquill. Look what you're doing. Abandoning the dignity of the Goliath of Pyro? Turning these scions, even yourself, into such mangled shapes, all for the sake of power. The way you cling to power, how is it different from the humans of the past?
We are too weak after all. The power of one Goliath is insufficient to be divided into two souls. We lack not only power, but also the heart. To wipe out the humans and restore peace to Engarden, we must become stronger. I have no other choice.
Our duty is to keep order in Engarden, to mete out justice to those who violate it. We can't just decide to destroy them for a future that has not come to pass. Your extremism is an effacement of our true responsibility.
Duty. Responsibility. Enough of this. Ever since our race was born, we've been bound to preserving order as the meaning of our existence, for which we are willing to devote our lives. Only when humans disappear, only when those who harm Engarden all vanish, can we fully maintain order in this place, and put an end to the meaningless losses we have suffered through as well. And this is our duty.
The way you're acting, reckless and unconscionable, makes you no better than the humans you despise. This is not what God wants.
Well, what makes you think that you know what Luca wants? Is your heart telling you this? Or is it just because you are stronger than me when it comes to the heart?
We all err. If you believe massacre is the answer to all problems, eventually every potential cause of trouble will be destroyed, and Engarden will become a land of desolation.
Is that the reason you've joined the humans against us? Though you've said all about these matters, I can no longer progress. If we could possess the heart in the first place, would things be different?
The voices of the Goliaths have vanished. It's all over.
Ifri.
Renee, you must have a lot of questions for me. Let's start with who I am. I am Ignis, the Goliath of Pyro.
Ignis? But didn't Ignis die in the grand battle? You've even seen his giant prism bow.
That's merely the body I once possessed. I was ambushed by humans while rescuing the scions of Anemo from a human siege. I had already expended too much of my power, creating the burning Colossus to guard the entrance to our field, and tearing the land asunder to hold back the humans.
I'm sorry.
Humans poked and prodded my soul in the Holy Ground subterranean laboratory until the razing destroyed that place. My soul escaped and met arrows, while you were wounded and made unconscious by the calamity. Well, now you know the rest of the story. I used the last of my power to link my soul with yours, borrowing your power to create Talos to protect us from the aftershock. We both survived, and our souls were linked together in a new form, with my God-granted heart now sealed in the depths of my soul.
So that's why afterwards I had slept for days before waking. And some of my memories faded because of the shock. I wonder, can all the Goliaths use God's primeval spell? I've never seen you use it before.
After my heart was sealed, I lost the ability to cast primeval spells on my own, except when aided by primeval glyphs.
Along the way, you've been keen to collect various glyphs. Do you want to use any spell with them?
I had hoped that during the journey, I would gather enough primeval glyphs to undo the link of our souls and restore my power as the Goliath of Pyro. But I just don't know when it will be. quake? Curses!
It seems to have come from deep under the ground.
It's the Molten Sanctum, where all Goliaths are born. This rumble means a new egg has come into being.
Egg?
The egg of Goliath. Another Goliath of Pyro is about to be born. We need to get to the Molten Sanctum.
Are you bad? What turned you into this?
Thank you for the delicious souls delivered through the bone staff. The bewitching magic I possess now is all from the souls it devoured.
To devour the souls? No wonder their magic emits a strange aura. So it's you absorbing all the souls, you liar!
Your souls seem even more delicious. Become one with me.
Negotiate with them. I'll convince them that not all humans are greedy villains enslaved to desire. Please, Renee, stop this. Renee, stop! There is a better way. You must trust me.
Sorry, Ifri. I can trust you, but I can't trust them.
Why must you act in this way?
I can't bear the price of making the wrong choice. And everyone in the town. I must protect them all this time.
Renee, stop it! What marks the difference between you and them if you act like this? I really don't want it to end like this, but now I must calm you down.
I'm sorry.
Feel the aura of another ritual.
Chosen vessel, I've been awaiting you. I am the guider, and I will guide you onto the true path.
It's you again.
Very well. You are indeed the perfect choice, as she said. Your deeds shall never fade. The appointed moment draws near. You shall and you must become complete. Vessel, you were quite impressive. Now, Renee, prove that you're the superior.
Renee? What are you talking about?
Her? That hollow shell that was missing even her memories? What kind of worth do you expect it to possess? Well, you did do me a favor by bringing these shards all to me here, though.
The stage is set. She looks forward to your performance.
I don't need your reminders about this.
We need some more time for the ritual. Be careful, Renee.
not completely spoiled by Eros, it seems.
Renee!
Damn. It's no use. You are nothing more than a mere imposter, after all.
Now is the appointed moment, and you shall be complete.
Now, I can finally become whole. Where am I?
Renee, you're awake!
You were in her soul field. She's absorbed all the shards we've used for the barrier.
That's right, and you are next in line. Absorbing a living soul is always more fun. Just like that other one that's always skulking around. You! How dare you! Why, it's me. You who consider a sneaker and scum. Damn, I knew I rushed it back then. Don't you dare stand in my way! Wasn't it enough for you to absorb me? What kind of power do you want? How many innocent souls are you going to sacrifice? I am you, just as she is. Why do you have to hurt your other selves? Why can't we join hands and face the world together? Together? That's for you to say. Where were you when I was weak and helpless? Our gift was never separated. If we train and train hard, we could possess the fortitude to protect ourselves. Train hard. You've enjoyed a life of peace, so how could you understand what it feels like to live terrified as I do? Why don't you go question that lunatic outside and see how much time she's willing to grant you? Gift, you said? In a world like this so-called gift was more of a curse to me. Not even death could free me from such terror. You imposters will never come to understand any of this. Imposters? Back when we were one, that original Renee could never be like you. You are not but a monster driven by endless desire. Should anyone here be called an imposter, 'tis you! Shut up. I am not an imposter! Little one, take this chance and resonate our souls.
Resonate with you?
Don't forget that I'm also a shard that could construct a barrier again. Make haste. My time is short.
Find harmony in each other's presence. Done!
Why draw this out? Sooner or later, both of you will return to me. What's the point of wasting the last bit of your soul on protecting her? I wish to help us all. I wish to help you as well. Renee, please share with me all the power you possess. I will leave with you. And now, leave all your fear and pain behind. At least, I have the choice to keep the Renee whom I wish to become.
Is this the memory?
She called me trouble? I did my utmost to drive Eros away. Who are you? Never you mind. I have no interest. Give me that shard and get to the bottom of the well.
That resonance, it's you? No. You're the resonant Eros worried so much for. You seem sane enough. I thought all members of the Ode went mad. Perhaps the resonant barrier effect caused it. By the way, your companion is in the dungeon below.
Companion? He's nothing but a shell whose soul was found. I want nothing but what you have right there. What power!
Seems like Eros is also in serious peril. She should be at the Rainbow Plains right now. I pray I can catch up to her. Never expected such bothersome monsters would appear here. The aura of Pyro has weakened Eros' soul. The only method I know to stabilize Eros requires Regent 4 from the Institute of Entity. Its efficacy is unquestionable. Even I once relied on it to keep my mind clear from the curse. Plus, my crystal spell is more for destroying souls rather than protecting a living one. So I must find that special prison bone as a new vessel at the Institute of Spirits. Samsari once said that the Well of Hydro can't replace the Well of Being and revive them directly. She could do it. However, she'll need to stabilize their souls in the proper vessels to return to the Institutes after so long. It seems I have no choice.
She was right. No question as to why you can be so powerful. Still, to control the power of the Cloudworm, even while affected by your special experimental regent, I must say I'm impressed.
How did you know about Regent 2? What else do you know?
What does it matter? You just turned into a monster. You should be weak now.
Even with that prism bone, the poor soul you have there could live for but only a moment.
The Ode again? And garden raised. What are you?
We are the Ode. We celebrate the arrival of a new world made for beings, and beings alone. They are the Ode, and they are all me, and I am all them.
That includes you, my child.
What do you mean by child? Who's speaking?
You'll know who. She is always waiting for you.
Who am I?
You'll know. She is always waiting for you to return.
If you choose to answer in boring riddles, I'll seize the answer myself. even if this will wake it again. I must know what's hidden inside your soul. This sky has no soul. It's empty.
We finally got you!
You. I won't let you hurt anyone else again!
She's not your ally. That was only her puppet. Leave, or it will be too late for Eros.
I'm garden raised. What do you want?
I've warned you. Stay out of this. What an annoyance. Even if a hollow soul. What was that place? A great lake underground in a cave. And... Karen? I was certain that absorbing a soul would wake it again. Don't come near again.
This is not the end of your journey. The Transcendent One awaits you elsewhere.
The journal! Damn you!
Such a masterful use of that power. You are truly a part of her, but...
How so?
For the minuscule cost, I can escape even the power of the Cloudworm.
You know of the Cloudworm as well? Tell me, how can I rid myself of it?
The solution is in that journal, but I have destroyed it.
Damn! And garden raised, what are you after?
Please, remember that the Transcendent One awaits you elsewhere.
Transcendent again? Who is that? Eros said that I'm part of them, so what does it mean she awaits me? There seems to be something in the crystal cage. A key. The mark on it. It's the Anemo Goliath? Why would that guy carry a key with the mark of Anemo Goliath? The journal mentions that the Cloudworm was returned from a tower. Could that be the Albedo Tower that leads to the field of Anemo? This seems to have some relation to the Anemo Goliath as well. And that Karen who brought the Cloudworm back, she knew the technique that separated me from the Cloudworm. Yet not even Eros knows if she's still alive. Seems I must travel to the Sky Palace first, and try to locate the Goliath of Anemo.
Welcome to my lair.
Who are you? Why is there a human within the Anemo Goliath's forbidden grounds?
I am Kareen, your creator, number 42. Why have you kept me waiting?
You're the one who's masterminded all this? Then you ought to know the reason.
Why? Do you truly want to reject my gift? Alas, you've never understood its value.
If you still want your life, tell me immediately how to rid my body and soul of the Cloudworm.
In the war, the Goliath of Anemo stopped granting Ingard in the Reigns. Dues came in short supply, and the humans would have inevitably been defeated by the Goliaths of Pyro. From then on, we swore to discover our own method to create dues with our own hands. Hence, I snuck into the field of Anemo in search of the secret behind the dues. Eventually, I discovered the Cloudworm. It is a hemi-Goliath created by Luca, who can transform streams and other forms of life into crystals, known as dues, which contain life force. Although I did manage to bring back a Cloudworm, I had no way of controlling nor directly using it. But you, number 42, you are the only perfect subject to fuse the Cloudworm and exploit its powers without being consumed.
Perfect? Do you think I'm perfect now? As a monster who can only survive by constantly devouring others' lives, that hunger in my soul, it tortures me always. Once let loose, it quickly turns me into a beast, enslaved by instinct. It is no gift at all, but an inextricable curse.
Emotions mean nothing when compared to the survival of all humanity. I'll never tell you how to get rid of the Cloudworm.
Has it faded what other abilities your gift has given me? After I devour your soul, your memory will give me the answer. Trying to escape into your soul field? Seems you've forgotten about my crystal cage. Karen, just tell me all the secrets you know, and I promise you will return to the Sea of Souls. Otherwise, you leave me no choice but to wipe you out of this world, as you well know. It's useless hiding in your soul field. Even though I can't get in through your body, my demons can still pull your soul back to reality. Well, if you must remain silent, I shall see your secrets myself.
Finally, you, Karen, me. This imprint won't get lost again.
My chest hurts. Where is this place?
You have my code, and also the power to manipulate souls. That's why you can enter the Sea of Souls awake.
Huh?
Be not afraid, for I am also you. I won't hurt you, since I requested that Karen create you.
This feeling... It's you. The filthy, transcendent one. And here I think... So the soul Karen used to create me actually came from you. Now I understand. Karen is no more than your puppet. She induced me to devour her, just to make sure I would unwrap my soul.
Yes, my child. Only if you unwrap your soul at the entrance to the Sea of Souls will I be able to truly touch you. But I can't be transcendent by myself, even though they always call me that. Now I'm just Izotz, an ordinary human trapped in the sea.
So you induced this curse of endless pain onto me? Why? For what? Energy? War? Power? For all this, you forced me to witness myself devour other people's souls?
I know what they said to you, but you misunderstand. None of that really means anything compared to your birth. Only by the perfect merging of all souls can the human race evolve into what it truly should be. A greater being. You just don't know what you possess yet, and that makes you miserable. You are a part of me, and will soon be one with me again. And then, you will finally understand.
No, I won't!
I still underestimated Luca's creation. In the Sea of Souls, the Cloud Worm is so mighty and destructive. Even my body.
Why does my strength seem to never drain? There was even a time when I felt the demon had disappeared.
It's no use. I've created a sea of my own soul here. Even if you destroy my body innumerable times, it will only feed the ceaseless loop. Calm yourself. I said I wouldn't hurt you, for we'll eventually become one.
What have you done to me?
I've left an imprint of the sea of my soul onto you. It built a bridge that connected to the new world as soon as you came in. The imprint is the key. I will give it to you, and when time comes, I'll leave this place through the bridge as well. And then, you and I, the Essentials and the Ode, all humans, we will become one together and be freed from this cage. This gilded cage. We will build our own paradise before Luca returns.
Together? Become one?
Only bound can our souls break through the chains forced upon us by Luca, and escape our fate to sink silently into the sea at last.
But at what cost? To be your marionette and be manipulated just like the members of the Ode?
To do what is right, a soul only requires one will. I will keep your memories and let you live your life as you deem. But before the destiny of the entire human race, we need to be united. And I will lead you to happiness myself.
But you have no right to impose on anyone your so-called happiness. You gave me the Cloudworm as a gift, which has been nothing but a curse to me. What's the difference? I will never force someone to sacrifice themselves for the greater good as you do.
Stop your meaningless caprice.
Renee! Why are you here? Shouldn't you... No. You're not Renee.
You know me?
The guider has failed after all. Well, in any case, the vessel was finished, and her efforts were not in vain. I've told her not to underestimate you, but she acted like she was in control.
Ifri thinks you must be an enemy. Where is 42?
Never you mind. Since you have entered my field, I'll lead you to her. You again. Your child should be back in your arms now.
Wow! Ree, it's really 42!
Huh? You two, why are you here?
We found the aftermath of your fight, but your soul wasn't within your body. So I thought you might require aid.
Eros told us all about you. You assisted her, so now we do the same for you. Ifri is very fair.
What happened? Are you attacking a memory crystal?
She is Izotz, the archpriest of Holy Grounds, once the leader of humanity. She is now rebuilding herself. I've defeated her numerous times, but I haven't touched her soul once. All I can do is watch her rebuild her body, again and again.
But why is she here? Why are you fighting her?
To gain the power of the Sea of Souls, Easius cast a spell to forcibly open the passage between the Well of Being and the sea. But the power of the sea is beyond human imagination. That once caused the raising to befall us. The flood from the passage drowned holy grounds and washed Theseus into the sea. She survived, but her body and soul were intertwined, trapped here together. Now she's trying to recreate the raising at the Well of Anima and escape with the ensuing flood. Karen was the one who did her bidding.
Blow up the Well of Anemo? This human is crazy!
It's more than that. The essential project of the Ode and the imprint she's planted upon me. These are just a few of the methods she used to engineer her escape.
The Ode? Do you mean that I'm also a part of the...
Watch out! She's been rebuilt again!
An essential? Well, that saves me some trouble.
Renee! How dare you hurt her!
I'm okay. Memories flooded into my mind.
42. You said that her body and soul were intertwined. Renee and I will enter her soul field while you keep attacking her body. If we defeat her at the same time, maybe...
That should work. Watch over yourselves.
Follow me, Ifri.
Dear Essential, you're an integral part of the new world. I wish not to meet you this way if it be helped.
I will not be an accomplice to your plans.
Did it ever occur to you that this world might just be a toy for Luca to discard as she pleases?
Quiet! Don't you dare blaspheme again!
Goliath, how long has it been since you've seen your god? Can you feel her? Where is she now? She's gone for good, and you don't know when she will return.
You!
Humans are not Luca's original creations. The primeval beings are. But ultimately, she still created us in her own image. Did you ever wonder why, Renee? Why does she grant us almost complete freedom, and yet bind us with limited life?
What do you want to say?
Now that you have the ability to enter the Sea of Souls, go and see what is hidden beneath its depths.
Nonsense again. 42 is out there fighting, Ree. Don't waste time with her.
No matter what you say, we won't let you have control.
It seems the future of all the humans is yet beyond your understanding. Have you not given up, my child?
This time is different. I have faith in her.
Stopped moving! Seems like 42 destroyed her yet again!
Seems I didn't choose poorly. A pity. I'm sorry.
Did we survive?
42. We defeated her in the soul field, but her memory crystal did not disappear.
Her memory crystal! It's close to shattering!
You've succeeded. Seems I have one more task left to complete.
What are you doing, 42?
Theseus, it seems that the key you've given me has finally found its purpose. I'll go to the new world with you across your bridge. Renee, Ifri, This is the first time we've truly met. I've always wanted to say something, but maybe next time. Goodbye, my friends. Goodbye, this world.